All right, and we're live. It's our first episode here at the When It Rays, It Pours podcast. I'm one of the hosts. I'm Keith Ray.
John Ray over here. What's up, Keith?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing better than you as usual.
Yeah. It's pretty much how it goes for the big brother, isn't it?
Yeah, I do what I want, say what I want.
Meanwhile, I try and have some kind of tact, and because I want to work in entertainment. You don't have any interest in working in entertainment. You just are a funny guy.
Yeah, funnier than you.
Well, you can't really cancel a chef. You know what I mean?
Yeah, barbecue pit masters are hard to cancel, I guess.
That's the fucking truth. That's why I think why it's going to be great to work with you, because really anything that happens on the podcast that I don't want to take credit for, I can just put the blame on you, and thus it alleviates me having to ever answer for anything that I say that might be off color or off-putting. It's kind of crazy though, just to be doing a podcast with a family member, after we've never really worked together in any kind of creative capacity, but we have worked together at the Rib House and stuff.
Yeah, and that was always fun. You got to realize though too, the main reason I'm less cancelable than you is just because I'm less inappropriate than you.
Well, that's true. Well, I don't know about that necessarily. But I do think it's crazy though, because I don't know, some of the people who've heard me on other people's podcasts, will know that I was living in a shed for the last year, and then out of nowhere we have this penthouse apartment. My name's on the lease of this luxury penthouse apartment here on the northeast side of Indianapolis.
It is the top floor.
It is the
top floor.
That's what I said. I said luxury penthouse apartment, top floor, same third floor walk up, same difference. But it's just wild that we even ended up here, because we had this idea for maybe doing a podcast just based on how we would talk on the phone. And then, Pandemanium broke out.
The pandy.
Yeah, and fucking LA was on fire. And I was like, well, I should probably fucking leave, because sheds are flammable. If there's one thing they have going for them, it's the fact that they're made of wood and can burn easily. So I was gonna get the fuck out of here. Came on back to Indiana. That was a long road. Did it in 2 days from LA to Indianapolis. And then I got a place staying out in Middletown, remember? This is kind of, it was a long way to get to having this set up and being able to
go
do
back
this fucking
to LA
show.
Is I feel bad because you were living in Texas.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, Keith, you're wanting to be a comedian. You're fucking doing good. You were doing good in LA. Get out of fucking Texas. Move back to fucking LA.
Yeah, you even loaned me the gas money to get there.
Yeah, I fucking put a stake in you to move out to live in a motherfucking shed. Then the pandemic hits and you can't do any fucking comedy anyway.
Yeah, there was no comedy to be done. It was the only reason I liked living in Los Angeles was being able to get up 5-6 times a week.
So I'm the one that spurred you and talked you into going back out, and then once you get out there, months. You had some good times still.
Yeah, no, this last year in LA until February or until March, it was amazing.
Yeah,
until February.
You still had a good amount of time of getting good spots. And
I got moved up to friends and family at the Comedy Store. That was a big milestone for me. Yeah. I've been working towards that for years, and then now, a lot of good that does you when you can't do stand up at a comedy club.
Yeah.
It's wild to me. I was out there, and things started going bad for me around Valentine's Day because I got mugged. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
Yeah, I remember
and I don't know if being kicked in the face a bunch of times and just beaten viciously by two people had any effect on how I reacted when the town started burning. Maybe it was the home invasion attempt that happened as a result of the evening festivities in June and July in Los Angeles. But I don't know. I got the fuck out of there, and I'm happy to be back. I feel kind of like Dave Chappelle, you know, like he was working on a show. I was working on a show. The Shed Show. It was really funny. It didn't have the same acclaim. It wasn't like, picked up or anything. I was working on a show. Do you want to
keep doing this podcast?
What do you mean?
I don't want to listen to you compare yourself to Dave Chappelle ever.
No, well, but think about it. Like he was working on a show. Hollywood
did comedy on a stage. He did comedy on a stage. We could probably stop it there.
Let me finish the analogy. So, because basically what I'm saying is, I was working on a show, the Shed Show, and it was
you were living in a shed.
Yeah,
dude, he had already did movies and all kinds of shit before he even got Chappelle Show.
I know that,
like,
but I'm saying
dude,
Hollywood started driving me crazy, and then I went off to Africa. I mean, Indiana's like my Africa, you know. It's my homeland.
You were playing like 2A basketball.
Okay.
When he was doing like stand up in DC and New York at 16.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
But I get it. You had a show. He had a show.
Yeah, and I was driven insane.
He went to Africa, and you went to Indiana.
I went to Indiana. That's right, and we both found peace. That's all I'm saying. Like, I don't know. I just feel maybe it's the fact that I can afford to pay my bills and
Did he
eat,
have a
but I feel better.
Did he have a brother?
Living here in Indiana, I gotta say.
Did he have a brother that fed him when he went to Africa?
Yeah, exactly. Well, here's the thing. So, like, it's wild. Since we've been back, we've been living together. But before we got this place, before we got the penthouse, I rented a room in Middletown from in a trailer. And my landlord, see, that was the thing is like, I moved back and they're like, yeah, you can rent a room here for like $150 a month. I was like, awesome. Because I moved back to Indiana on one paycheck. So it's not like I prepared for this move or anything like that. So when I get back, they tell me you can rent this room for $150 a month. It's a friend of mine's mom. So sure, I go ahead and I give her the money. 8 days later, she gets a fucking eviction notice. My landlord is getting evicted.
No, I just talked to my older brother, Tony, my other half brother.
Okay.
I have 3 half brothers. You,
yeah,
Gil, and Tony from my mother's side. He left me a message the other day and said, hey, call me back. It's your brother. It's the redneck brother. I called him back. After I got out of the shower, I called him back. I said, hey, all of you are rednecks compared to me.
Yeah, they're going to get to meet Tony and meet, of course, or Gilbert.
You're living in a trailer in Middletown, and he's calling himself a redneck.
Yeah, he's the redneck brother. He owns his own house.
Yeah.
God damn.
But he has a goat, too, so he is a redneck.
Fair enough.
But I'm not.
I'm not a redneck. I'm a hick. There's a difference. It's a subtle difference.
Relative.
It's a subtle difference.
You're redneck adjacent.
Yeah, no,
you're on the spectrum of redneck.
It's all relative, like what we fuck.
The time that you spent in Newcastle put you on the spectrum, I think.
Yeah, we'll talk about Newcastle in a minute, because Newcastle's definitely coming up, because that's part of this whole how this all happened. So I'm out in Middletown, and my landlord's getting evicted. You know, fucking. I didn't think she was all that stable to begin with. She was talking to me about like flat Earth and stuff like that. So my immediate thought is like
crazy.
Yeah, my immediate thought was like, oh man, what have I done with my life? Sure, I was living in a shed in the middle of a fucking war zone, but it's better than renting a room in a trailer park in Middletown, Indiana, from a lady who doesn't think the earth is round.
P.S. I love Newcastle too. I'm not saying everyone from Newcastle is redneck, but I'm saying that's where you got it from.
John, I know that you are new to podcasting, but saying P.S. is something that you do at the end of a letter, not in the middle of a conversation. Anyway.
Okay, give me my my lashings.
Well, you know, it's like it was
Sorry,
rough.
sorry, I'm not a savvy podcaster such as you.
P.S.
P.S. I'm sorry.
Don't use P.S. in conversation. You never say P.S. in any other conversation.
Dude, I don't ever talk in a microphone. I prefer to not talk on a fucking telephone.
Yeah,
let alone on a microphone, so you're lucky to get anything.
Where does that preference come from?
You can give me the PS lecture after the podcast, and I'll not do it on the next one. Come on, man. It's my first thing.
All right. Fair enough.
The last time I was doing a performance was in fucking high school doing a fucking talent show for economics class.
Well, that's interesting that you bring up.
But I killed it.
When you ran the talent show.
Yeah, I fucked it up. I clowned that shit.
Well, let me ask you this. So
I got an A plus.
You remember when I called you and told you that I got that we were getting evicted at the trailer, and then I had to move. And you remember because I stopped by your place, and I was waiting on a phone call. And then I get hit up by a buddy of mine, and he's like, "Come stay with me." I got a chaise lounge that you can sleep on, and I gotta say, this is not a chaise lounge. It was a chair and ottoman. That is not. It was a chair with a footstool. I don't know why he had to say chaise lounge, which is a weird piece of furniture anyway to be specific about. But when you show up and it's definitely not
it's
anything.
All one piece, man. No, this is just a stool, man.
Yeah, it's like a chaise lounge. I know what those are. They're like a hooker sofas.
It's still an actual domicile. Like it's not a shed, so it's still
okay. Now we'll talk about that.
Is it level playing field or is it still below the shed?
No, place is definitely below the shed.
Okay,
that was what was fucked up about it.
Shed, so I can't.
Well, I bet you wouldn't live in this jail cell of an apartment either. Okay,
I know. I rode past it with you, and it was not looking like
it was like the backside of a laundromat.
I wouldn't go in it, let alone spend the night.
It was like the backside of a laundromat, and so all the apartments were the same kind of cinder block cubicles, and they're probably about 10 by 12, and all concrete except the floor had AstroTurf on it for carpet. Like putting green AstroTurf, the real fine stuff. So first off, just don't put any carpet. Why do you have to put carpet that's like?
So what did the walls look like? Like a
jail cell,
like a red and white Dalmatian.
No.
Like blood splatter, like either from gunshots or.
Well, that's the thing. It seemed like the apartments were designed.
This sounds like
It seemed like they were designed to have easy
Chris
cleanup.
Rock in New Jack City. Like.
Whenever whoever lived in there inevitably gets murdered, like
yeah.
you're just a very hosable apartment. You could just hose it off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kinda
it wasn't.
My
it wasn't
skin
good.
Crawl just listening to it.
Well, here's the thing: no roaches. Can't have roaches if it's all concrete. You know what I mean? It's like.
Well, you can always have roaches. They find a way.
Can roaches live in jails?
Yeah, fuck yeah. There's roaches in jails, man. Have you ever been in a jail?
No.
Well.
Give it time.
Yeah, you've been in a jail.
I mean, I spent the night in the drunk tank one time.
You've only been arrested one time?
One time.
Oh, shit.
Everything else is all tickets.
It's good for you.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about your criminal history later, John.
Yeah, we don't need to.
But I do want to say,
It's
like,
more than one day, that's for sure. I did okay. It was all minor stuff.
anyway, I want to get to how we ended up here in this apartment, and there's really only one thing comes to mind for how we got to where we are today, and it's my heart is just full of gratitude for the Indiana Department of Unemployment. Because without the Indiana Department of Unemployment, I would have never got all my back California unemployment money that I earned and I didn't get paid anything. The whole time I was unemployed during the pandemic, I was unemployed for over 6 weeks without any income, couldn't get them to send me my money, moved back on that one paycheck and just kept trying to get it one way or another. And they told me at the Indiana Department of Unemployment, an organization that answers its fucking phone, that I needed to call the governor's office. It took calling the office of the governor of the state of California to get my money. But I did finally get my money, and that's how we were able to buy this fucking awesome studio, get this dope-ass apartment that kind of looks like the apartment from American Psycho. There's no copies of the style section, but it's kind of plain.
Yeah,
anyway.
except even back then it cost like 10 times more than this place.
Yeah, that was
New York City, Manhattan. Come on, baby. That shit was not cheap. Christian Bale was fucking it up even back then. He's been around a long time, brother.
Well, you know that wasn't actually Christian Bale. That's like a character he was playing in nobody ever lived there. It probably didn't even really exist.
No, I'm just saying as an actor, he was fucking good, man.
Oh,
that
yeah.
was a good-ass fucking movie.
Yeah, I did like that
What
movie.
do you think? I thought he really lived in that apartment.
I was like, I got lost in what you were saying.
Dude, are you on the spectrum?
No.
Okay, make sure.
But I'm a little...
Get it checked out, brother.
I am just... I'm noticing, like, we had things that we were going to talk about, but really, we've kind of run through most of them. We could talk about... I guess we could talk about the election. My candidate didn't win.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I voted for Rich Homie Quan.
Rich Homie Quan.
I heard that you could just vote for any rapper. Somebody sent me an email, and after I put it in Google Translate, Russian to English, it said you can vote for any rapper that you choose. And that's when I realized I was going to write in Rich Homie Quan, because he's got $30,000 in his pocket. And I don't know if you've ever seen $30,000, but it's hard to have pockets that'll fit it. And it does make me go, ooh, ooh, ooh. Just thinking about having $30,000 in my pocket. And I don't have anywhere close to that. But I got to say, I was rich for a minute. I was rich for a minute off that.
Have you hit $30,000 for your life yet?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay, just making sure.
I've averaged between $8,000 and $11,000 a year in taxable income the last 5 years. I've been doing pretty good. I mean, 2018.
Well, you should not say that because you probably haven't reported probably zero.
No, I file my. Okay. Yeah, I pay my taxes.
Okay,
I'm a taxpayer.
I was just making sure. I didn't know.
No, because that's the kind of thing like you don't even really talk about with your brother. You know, like because we'll talk about anything, but
I think I just
taxes.
That that was something you just wouldn't do. Like,
you just assumed that I just didn't pay my taxes.
I don't know.
Well, come on, man! I got to get that $400 back every year. I'm always looking forward to getting.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had a 4-figure tax return.
Well, you don't have any kids, man. That's a good thing. You don't have to take care of them or pay for them, but you don't get those fat checks.
No, that's the. Most of the people who have kids, I mean, that's our money that they get back. It's not their money. They don't make any more than anybody else on the lower
I've
end of
always
the
gotten
income.
money back, so I don't worry about it. I'm not paying anybody. It's the people that make way more than me. They're the ones that worry about it. They gotta pay for the people that suck us dry. I don't have to. I don't make enough yet.
Yeah, you're just poor enough to not be supporting the parasites of society.
I'm comfortable, but I'm not rich enough to be sucked dry yet.
Well, it was wild getting back here and like working together again. We didn't do it for very long.
No,
because I changed
you came
jobs.
to help out at the restaurant. That was nice.
Yeah,
So a little fill-in work.
Yeah, man, I'm always comfortable in a dish tank. It's a place that I've worked so many times for so many different places. But it's always the same. Did I ever tell you about the time I was working in the dish tank and I had to have a meeting with the owner and the manager about my job performance?
No.
Oh, this is wild, dude. So like they set me down. I'd been working for them for a month doing the dishes, and they sat me down and they said, "You're doing an okay job, Keith. You're coming to work on time. You're leaving a little bit late sometimes, but that's because you're getting the place done. It just it really doesn't seem like your heart's in it." That was their critique of my job as a dishwasher, was that my heart was not in it. I was like, well, I can explain that. It's not. Like, I'm saving my heart for a lady.
Yeah, I mean,
Not trying to fucking put my heart into the dishes. You just clean the fucking things and put them away. It's not.
Yeah, I've been a restaurant manager for a long time, and
You don't ever. Do you ever expect
all
anybody
I
to put
care
their heart
about
and soul
for
into
my
the dish?
dishwashers is their hands and their elbows. They get them in the tank.
Yeah.
That I don't care about. I'm not looking for like Michael Jordan, like he's got the flu like lumped over on the bench and then hops up and just busts out a fucking bus tub real quick. Like, come on, bro. Like, you don't have to be a fucking lifesaver to be, but dishwashers are important, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I
still wash dishes every now and again. I got to, You gotta get in the trenches, baby.
Yeah, if you lose track of your roots, you can't really appreciate where you are now.
Hey, man, it's not the generals that win wars; it's the privates, man.
That's the truth. It's like I did wash dishes a lot in Los Angeles whenever I wasn't telemarketing or being a door-to-door salesman or being a toner pirate or any other kind of fucking crummy work that I did out there. But I dishwashed a lot because I'm back of the house material in Los Angeles.
You're back of the house material everywhere.
Whatever, bro. I'm a good waiter. That's the thing. People don't realize personality goes a long way.
You can be a bartender.
Okay.
I won't.
It's waiter, bartender, same difference.
I wouldn't put you as a bartender, man.
But it's like
I'll put you as a bartender, not a waiter.
But they don't want people that look like they eat food to bring people food in Los Angeles. You got to be thin. You got to have a fucking headshot that's
They
current.
don't want people that they think might eat the customer's food on the way to the table. Like they want you to eat the leftovers, like out of the bus tub.
I've never done that.
Not take a piece of bacon off of the actual plate.
But I did work at a seafood restaurant in Texas one time where all the servers were eating leftover shrimps and shit. Like when they'd take somebody's plate back to the tank before.
Disgusting,
yeah,
man.
dude. I was like, these are people making $300-$400 a night, and they're eating extra shrimps off
like,
the
dude,
plate.
just fucking
Order a thing of shrimp.
Yeah, just order it at the end of the night, man. Come on, get out of here.
These are career servers too. I remember I worked that place made me be like an understudy for being a waiter, and I was like, I have waiter here on my resume like 4 times. And they're like, yeah, still we want you to train for a little while, and then I was like, fucking good. I love training, man. Training's the best. That's like getting paid to never really work. Because when you're a 2-check motherfucker like me, and by the time training's over, I'm gone.
Yeah.
It's great. You better get to training another motherfucker because I don't want to do this shit forever. I fucking change. I've had 4 jobs since I've been back in Indiana during the pandemic. I can't stand working in the same place too long.
I've had 2 jobs in the past 20 years.
That's pretty good, though.
No, I'll take it.
Yeah, that's a better
I've
resume.
never been on unemployment, so I'll say that.
Hey, me neither. Not when it needed it. You know,
Yeah.
I got it in rears, like you pay your phone bill or whatever.
No, yeah.
What is this? So what are we going to talk about today, John? Do you have anything?
What do you want to talk about the election at all? Or
I don't want to talk about the fucking election, dude.
No.
That's all everybody's talked about for
Just
4
for the
fucking years. Is this
introductory
fucking
episode?
Yeah, is there like why don't we set precedent that we're not going to be talking about these fucking assholes that
That's
don't really
fine.
matter or have any fucking any impact on our lives at all.
Yeah.
Although it would, I mean, we both have had interactions with American presidents. That's something that you and I both have in common.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you with your certificate of athletic achievement.
Yeah. Presidential Achievement Award from George H.W. Bush.
Oh,
Herbert
snap.
Walker. That's how old I am, fool.
Another.
And it's on the wall. And then, of course, you have a picture of you and Dad and Gil with Bill Cosby.
That is not
The
what I was referring
president,
to.
the president of Temple University, or something like that. Or
President of rape.
the president of Quaaludes of America.
No, I was gonna say I have a letter
What?
from Bill Clinton
Oh, Billy boy.
because I wrote Bill Clinton a letter after Columbine happened. Remember when Columbine happened?
Yeah, I
You
was
were
in
like
high school.
You were in high school, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So like Columbine happened and there was like this big outpour for something to be done about violence in schools and about school shootings. They were like, "Oh my God, this is
Well, I'm
fucking
glad
horrible."
that your letter solved everything.
Yeah,
'cause we
man.
haven't had any of that for
I know,
long,
right?
long time.
That's why I'm so
Like,
happy that I
it's
still
harder
have
to,
it.
It's harder to shoot up schools when everybody's doing Zoom classes. You know, like
That's the only reason numbers are down this year.
yeah, like they're still killing kids in schools a lot. You know, it's
Well,
still happening.
I was basically saying, like, if it wasn't for me as a child writing that letter to Bill Clinton, essentially, I mean, with a little bit of arrogance, demanding that he do something about kids' access to firearms and fucking the bullying problems in school and all the things that lead to these kids feeling so ostracized and put off that they want to kill everyone and themselves. If it wasn't for me, that might still be going on, but it's not anymore. And I think that just goes to show you that your voice can be heard and
No,
you can
that's-
make an impact,
That's why I said that's still happening.
Oh.
There's still a lot of school shootings all the time.
Oh. Well, anyway, it's cool that I have that letter.
Well, yeah, I don't think he really wrote it, but my plaque's it's legit. It's got the American flag on it and everything.
It's nice being back in Indiana because everybody here has like real teeth, or they don't have any, which is fine too. But like out in California, it's like everybody has these fake teeth. Like young
Porcelain.
people have
It
fake
looks like
teeth,
they
and they're
got little toilet bowls in their mouth.
yeah, dude, it's creepy, and they think they're prettier like this, and it's like no, you look off. You look
Veneer.
horseified for one. It's very horse. It like nay horse, not like no horse like that. It's just there's something there's a very Mr. Ed element to it. And I don't miss that. I don't miss much about California, to be honest with you. Like,
miss the weather. I know that.
That's the fucking
Little
truth.
pussy boy, man.
Well, that's the thing. When you're a smoker,
Pussy clot.
Your life becomes a fucking series of patios. So if the patio's always 75 degrees, that's a pretty decent patio to live on.
Yeah, once it got down into the 60s, you're like, man, it's chilly here.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like the cold.
But, dude, you lived here more than anywhere else in your life. You should be used to cold weather. You live in Texas for 2 years, LA for 3 or 4 in spurts. And now you're gotta have warm weather. Then come on.
Yeah, man.
It's not even cold yet.
I haven't been in the Midwest during winter in like 5-6 years.
Yeah, but you got plenty of insulation too.
Well, I mean, the fucking podcast is on video, John. You don't have to mention that I'm fat. People will be able to observe that.
This is for some of the people that might just be listening.
The podcast is only coming out on fucking YouTube, so they're gonna be watching it. Or I guess some people
they throw pocket.
They throw their earbuds on.
Yeah,
whatever.
Or have it in the other room. They're walking around, doing the fucking laundry, doing the fucking vacuuming. Got their earbuds in, got the phone on the charger, because they don't always got to have it in their face. But like normal people,
Oh, man. Anybody out there who remembered that I was walking around all funny for like the last 2 years because my feet were all fucked up? My feet are cured, too. That's another thing. Go back to Africa and fix your fucking feet. Because that golf ball medicine, man. Remember that shit when I fucking got the golf ball?
Yeah. I remember it was my golf ball.
Well, but I was told about it, and then I came home and borrowed your golf ball, and it fucking cured my feet, dude.
Yeah, because you said you had plantar fasciitis.
Yeah, man. My feet were all fucked up. Like, they would throb with pain. And then I found out that...
That's just from... over absorption, I think.
Yeah, I get it. My feet were having to carry a larger load than they were designed for.
Yeah, I mean, the feet, they don't adjust as much as other parts of the body. Like, big guys always have, like, if you ever see a skinny guy with, like, huge-ass calves.
Yeah.
He used to be fat like you. I almost said fat as fuck, but I wanted to censor myself and not curse, but I guess I just cursed again anyway. But I so fat like you.
Okay.
So like if they're skinny but they got big calves, yeah,
it's a telltale sign that they used to be overweight. That's great. All right.
Extremely overweight.
All right.
Change the subject.
Yeah, I was trying to talk about how if you suffer from plantar fasciitis.
Dude was rubbing a golf ball on his foot, looking like he was about to ejaculate into the most beautiful woman on the planet.
It felt really good, like when you've been in severe pain.
Yeah, but you go in the other room and do that. You don't do that sitting next to somebody else that just gave you a golf ball.
Okay. Well,
I gave you a present. You don't make me uncomfortable.
Well, I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable. I just was trying to get my golf ball foot massage in, which is the cure for foot pain.
Do it in the other room if you're going to act like that. Like, if I stretch my back out like this, I don't.
Yeah, you don't moan and, like, wince and...
And I don't know. Can keep that golf ball too.
Yeah,
like, don't want it back.
You don't want it back.
It's not even my brand.
Just because it's been footed up.
I just don't want it.
Why?
I just want whenever you. It probably you might. I don't know. You got a big foot. You might have made it oval or something. I don't know. Whatever.
You're saying it's not going to have maintained its spherical shape?
It's not my brand anyway. Just leave it at that.
I mean, the golf ball I'm not going to say it made me feel as good as busting a nut feels, but it's close.
It had to
When
be.
when
It
you've
looked like
been in some serious foot pain, fuck the Dr. Scholl's and getting all these fancy shoes and shit. Get yourself a golf ball and wear cheap fucking Walmart shoes just like you always have, you piece of shit. Because there's no reason to try and solve it with money. It's a 50-cent fucking solution to a problem I had for years. I couldn't figure out anything. Tried almost everything except for spending money on it. You know? And when I finally found the cheap solution, I was like, I'm going to pass this on. Because people out there are fat as fuck. Or they fucking work all day on their
7 feet tall.
Yeah.
Like,
or they work all day on their feet.
Tim Duncan had plantar fasciitis a lot of his career, but like it was because he was really super, super fit, but he was like 7 feet tall, so he just had a really big frame.
Yeah, it was a lot to support.
Like he still weighed less than you, but he was 7 feet tall.
He did not weigh less than me.
Yes, he's 260.
Okay. So
Should I look it up? Fact check?
I guess if you want. I don't even know. Who did you say?
Tim Duncan, man, one of my favorite all-time players.
Okay. So Tim Duncan, he's a basketball player?
Yeah, for the San Antonio Spurs.
Oh, okay.
Number 1 draft pick. 2-time MVP. 11-time All-Defense. 11-time All-NBA. Badass. 5-time champion.
That's what's up.
No doubt, dude.
And he weighed less than me, a non-pro athlete.
7 feet tall. And he could swim like a fish.
Like why do you know that?
Because I know all kinds of shit. No, he was from the Virgin Islands, but he was like a almost Olympic caliber swimmer, but he grew to real big. He never played basketball till college. And he became one of the best players of all time, like averaged a double-double at Wake Forest his senior year and junior year. One of the best players of all time in the NBA.
Is the Virgin Islands considered part of the West Indies?
No, it's part of the U.S.
Oh, okay.
U.S. Virgin Islands, yeah.
Well, I mean, the West Indies isn't like a actual group of islands. I thought it was just all those like Caribbean, Bahamas, those different groups of islands.
It's a U.S. territory where he came from. There's more than one Virgin Islands, but I don't know. That's not my
so your
geographical expertise. Like
that's where your expertise stops, is when it starts getting into the geography of the situation. The stats are right there.
No, he's just a 2010 guy, but when he first came out as a rookie, he was the baddest dude on the fucking planet, dude. He was killing people, and he'd only been playing for like 5 years.
Oh, speaking of killing people, we should talk about your segment. Because do you have somebody for this week, for your segment?
Nah, nobody this week. I've been in a pretty good mood.
Okay. So
nobody's really been pissing me off lately. Everybody's been in a good situation.
This is what I'm really excited for, is because, like, sure, like any other podcast, we're just going to get on here and talk for a little while and have, like, a fun conversation. But also, we have a couple of, like, I don't know, themes or segment ideas. Yeah.
Not every week,
Not necessarily every week.
But, they might pop up here and there time to time.
Well, we hadn't even recorded our first episode, and we were already getting told by this guy I have working in the behind the scenes for the podcast. Shout out to our producer, Noah, but it's actually a different person besides our good friend Noah Haler that I was talking to about the show and about the different segment ideas that we've had. And this other individual who will remain nameless because of this exact idea, he doesn't want to be associated with the podcast by name. I was talking with him about it, and Okay, so basically the segment is called
Get the hammer.
Get the Hammer. Or who gets the hammer? Is it who gets the hammer? Or is it's just
No,
get the
just
hammer?
get the
It's just
hammer.
get the hammer.
Just
Okay.
get the hammer.
And essentially it's about somebody getting the hammer. Right?
Yeah, it's like this. I mean, it's ambiguous. It's up for
well, that's like
interpretation.
that's a term. See, a lot of people probably don't
It's like an
know.
award, like you get the hammer award. Like there's this story about this Ohio State doctor that was molesting athletes at Ohio State, like more than Larry Nassar.
Oh, was Larry Nassar
And
a
I
very
can't
prolific
remember-
pedophile or
I
something?
can't remember.
He knows the stats on that.
Let me
too.
go look at this real quick.
It's all right. John, you can go over there and grab that. No problem. Hey, we're working it out. It's the first run. We might leave our notes across the room. Some people brought their notes to the table. Anyway.
So at the time that this guy was working at Ohio State, he was molesting the football players, wrestlers, all this. Jim Jefferson,
Okay.
who's a representative out of Ohio, was an assistant coach on the team. And so they had a thing at one of the gyms on campus. There was a sauna that the wrestlers would go to. So they said, like, gay perverts would come and watch them in the sauna and stuff and, like, masturbate and stuff.
Okay.
Now, this Ohio representative in Congress was an assistant coach at the time, and he had an award called the King of the Sauna that he would give out, and it was for the wrestler on the team that chased off the most homosexuals out of the
Oh
sauna.
my God.
But so this representative has said that he didn't have any idea of this doctor that was molesting these guys.
Oh, okay.
Richard Strauss, Dick Strauss. He
So-
was the doctor, but
So
they said
Dick
he
Strauss
molested.
was the doctor.
They said he molested more, and it pains me to say this because I'm an Ohio State fan, and this is like when Kevin Randleman and Mark Coleman, like these MMA guys, were at Ohio State. Like Mark Coleman was a coach, Kevin Randleman was like a two-time world,
this
two-time NCAA champ.
so
And
this
dude-
doctor was molesting.
Yeah,
all
like-
but these are like adult men,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, fucking wrestlers, college wrestlers.
How?
And college football players.
So here's.
Kevin Randleman, they said Kevin Randleman knocked this dude out.
Oh, okay. So.
But they told on him, but a lot of them would say all they would try and do is just not try and get an erection. Because everybody would rip on him if they did. But, like, this dude was given physicals, like, he would... like normally, if you get an athletic physical, like
Yeah,
you
they-
just walk
they
down
touch
the
your
line,
junk.
you touch it with one hand, you're face to face, and you say turn and cough or whatever.
Yeah.
Like this dude would be on a rolling chair and like roll up to you, and put both of his hands on your
Oh shit.
junk, and like, no, it's crazy this story, but
Yeah. So like you're talking about how they had like literally a who beat off the most creeps award because
Yeah.
of how their sauna
Yeah,
was a
this-
hangout for dudes like this,
Yeah.
like this doctor.
yes.
Okay.
And he would like shower with them. He had a locker in the showers and stuff where the wrestlers did and the gymnastic dudes.
Okay.
But what did I get off on that for?
Because we're talking about get the hammer.
Oh yeah, this dude could have probably got the hammer for sure. If I was a wrestler or something at Ohio State, he could have got the hammer. But really, another person that could have got the hammer is whoever brought it up, because this dude's already dead. So now they're coming against Ohio State trying to sue them. Now
How are you going to sue Ohio State because this guy worked there?
They said all these dudes knew about it. Like this Ohio State representative, like these people that are in the lawsuit said this Ohio State member of Congress, Jim Jefferson, I think is his name. I can't remember exactly.
But, I mean, these are adult men. Well, I don't know. I think it's fucking wrong, but I don't know. The details now seem odd.
The dude I heard the interview with.
You don't hear a lot of adult men claiming to be the victim of sexual harassment.
I read a story about...
Especially wrestlers. Like, they're kind of macho dudes, you know? Like, hey, this doc was touching my balls for too long. You can almost see them being like homophobes.
That's the thing.
The doc's a fucking fag, man.
That's what I'm saying, though.
My dick for like 2 whole seconds.
There's no way he could have done this to the football team. Like they said, some of the football players came out, but Ohio State football is so huge. Like,
so it's like
there's no way he could have.
It's like Ohio State.
They've got the top players in the country every year. They never would allow that, but like I said, the one wrestler that was the 2-time national champ, they said he fucking hit him. Like,
well, I mean, yeah,
but
wouldn't you?
But that,
you've got
they're saying that it was widely known that this dude was doing this. Like they said, he pulled the fucking Cosby on that shit too. Like he roofied a dude and
Jesus,
like was servicing his ass and shit.
Well, it sounds like,
but he could have got the hammer.
The wrestlers got the shaft.
Yeah, they got that Dick Strauss treatment.
They got that Dick Strauss treatment. God damn.
No, but yeah,
that's fucking horrible, man. So yeah, so basically, the segment idea is that like you pick somebody that you heard about in the news or maybe in your real personal life that that you've had some kind of encounter with or heard about what they do with their life.
Yeah, it's and somebody that
could get the hammer. But people like our friend, like our buddy that will remain nameless.
No, because he can mean any kind of thing. Like,
well, he thinks you're going to beat them to death with a hammer.
Yeah,
or that they should, or that they should be beaten to death with a hammer.
That's his interpretation. Like, if he thinks that getting the hammer means, like, this dude really pissed me off, so now I'm gonna take my hammer and hit him in the face repeatedly, then that's his interpretation. But it could just be like, dude, this dude really pissed me off today. I'm in a bad mood. I'm upset. So now I just want to take my hammer and just give it to him, and be like, here, this is yours now. Hammer away,
So
take my hammer.
It could be a gifting of a hammer from you to a person you dislike.
Yeah.
And they could take that hammer, they could add it to their tool collection.
You don't want to do like
is that what
everybody else's tradition. Like sometimes you want to start your own new tradition. Like I buy a lot of hammers, so people make me mad. I give them a hammer, and then I hope that mends the relationship to where now, we're friends,
Yeah, I feel that. See, I thought from the moment that we came up with the idea of the Get the Hammer segment, you were talking about this person who, let's not even go there, but she's a real fucking cunt, and how she could get the fucking hammer. And I was like, God, I had liked the person at other times in our life, and you convinced me like, no, they could get the fucking hammer, and I was like, that should be a fucking segment. We talk about who can get the fucking hammer.
I'm not a violent person, man. I've never been in a real fight. Maybe a couple wrestling matches or something, but
but we all have an imagination.
Does that mean that I would never think about hitting someone with a hammer? I don't know.
Absolutely not.
I don't know. Does it? But I would never do that ever.
Anyway,
I'm not like that.
Dick Strauss could have totally got the hammer,
but he's a bad dude. Like he's bad. Like Larry Nassar. But see, that's the thing
God
too.
God gave him the hammer, bro.
Why did they?
God gave that motherfucker. He's dead now.
Did you ever hear about Larry Nassar?
No. Tell me, who the fuck was that? You mentioned him a minute ago. You said
he
this guy
was the
worse
Michigan State guy that molested all the Olympic women gymnasts and all that.
Boy, the Big Ten's really having
Yeah,
fun with our
they're
podcast.
killing it in the Midwest, But I mean, that was a huge story. But this other one, this Dick Strauss case, Richard Strauss, you never heard about it because it was men he was doing it.
Yeah,
Not women, I think, but they said he did even more people.
And apparently he'd get his ass whooped in pursuit of doing this.
And still keep doing it. Like,
to world-class athletes.
This dude is on the level of Jerry Sandusky, but he's doing it to full-grown men, not even kids.
Yeah.
Like, it's so messed up, dude. Like, Penn State, another Big Ten.
Well, that was making
me sad to be a fan of the Big Ten.
Yeah, man. But it's not. Things could be worse. I mean, there's a lot of rape in the Big Ten, but things could always be worse. We could be the SEC. You know what I mean? We could be that lump of shit. Bunch of trash schools. Hey, all the schools in that are built on slave cemeteries. You know what I mean? So it's like horrible place. The South. Anyway, I'd rather be from the Midwest than the South. But then the thing is, like, living out in LA, I got told how I'm from the South all the time now. So it's like, I don't know. I feel
you're from the South.
Yeah, according to Californians, like
Indiana's the South.
Yeah. It says
That's
a lot
new
about.
To me.
It says a lot.
Is Chicago the South?
No, I think Chicago is like
the rest
this
of
island.
The rest of Illinois is the South.
Is the South,
but
Chicago is like an island in the north. They think the South is pretty much everything that's not like Maine through New York City, all the way to the West Coast.
It's fucking. It's New England and DC, and then the South,
and then the South.
Everything else.
There's a little island for Chicago,
Pennsylvania,
and a little island for Austin, and the rest of the country is the South.
Philadelphia is probably the North, but Pittsburgh's the South, even though Pittsburgh's further north.
Dude, I had a buddy, stand-up comic friend of mine named Connor Hainsgleben. He's from fucking Minnesota, and he would get called Southern all the time. They'd be like, "You Southern comics,"
He's
and
not
we're like,
Southern. He's Canadian.
Yeah, dude, he's damn near fucking Canadian.
That's still country.
Well,
that's rural.
Yeah,
they're saying they're equating rural with South. Well, there's rural places in the north too. What's Idaho? Is that the South?
Yes.
Wyoming, is that the South? Like,
apparently. Las Vegas is not the South, so you don't have to make it all the way to the
Reno
West Coast.
is. Reno's the South.
Yeah, and Tahoe, that's the South for sure. Utah is for sure the South. Good Lord.
L.A. is the uneducated.
Yeah, is what it feels like. I mean, it was crazy just being constantly indicted, like I'm some kind of representative.
Like they're all from there. Like you all are fucking transients, just like you know.
That's true too, but still, just I didn't understand that whole constantly addressing people like they're a representative of where they're from. And also constantly getting it wrong.
Yeah.
Like being told you're from a place that you're very much not. But I do love being back in Indianapolis. This fucking city has more soul in 3 blocks than LA had in the whole fucking county.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's a good place. You got to have a fucking peace if you want to be safe. Fucking out in California, you should have a gun, but you're not allowed to. So you got to be like constantly vulnerable to get along in your life. Whereas here, you can just be safe, or also just ready. I'm really
on alert.
Yeah, I'm looking to get me a big firearm. I want to get a blinged out firearm though. Like, why get one that's not super flashy? You know, if you're ever gonna have to use it, don't you want like the dope ass gun to kill somebody with. You don't want to. I don't want to shoot somebody with like some whack like run of the mill Glock. Oh, we've all seen it.
Let's
but you
just
pull
say
out that like fucking
if
techno-colored fucking
if we
gun.
put it up for a vote, should Keith get a gun? That's the first time I'll ever vote.
Okay. Oh, okay. So we'll have people.
Keith should
We'll have
not get a
people
gun.
write it in the comments. Should I get a gun or not? I'm definitely thinking about. Well, I have access to one already, but like, don't you worry about that. But I mean, one of my own. No, you don't think I should have a gun? Why? Because I get so sad.
No, just because you're so fat.
God damn it, John.
I was gonna
fucking-
say something else, but I figured I already said that, so I'll stick with that.
Well, John, how do you feel about the first episode?
Yeah, I think that's a good spot to wrap it up.
Yeah, no, we are. We're gonna fucking.
This is just a little introductory run, you know.
Hey, it's coming out.
It's our first go round, so
Yeah.
we're gonna keep growing and keep getting better. So I felt good. I felt comfortable.
I did too, man. We didn't do any dry runs. We just did it. Today's the first day. We got the
Live
last
in
piece
color,
of equipment
baby.
yesterday and fucking got fucking started.
We got tripods
keep
on
forgetting-
tripods, man.
Yeah, we've got a camera on a roll of paper towels. Okay, we're not fucking around.
We got cords and all kinds. We got it all, baby. We got the cards. We got it all.
Well, thanks for watching. Happy Wednesday.
Yep, we're ready to